everything around her falls silent. That's when God finally begins to speak the loudest. There comes a moment in a woman's life where it feels like everyone has disappeared. The voices she trusted fade away. The hands she thought would stay let go. And suddenly she's left with nothing but God. But what if that moment isn't the end? What if it's the beginning of something far greater? What you're facing right now isn't random. It's not a mistake, it's preparation. Stay with me, because what feels like loss might actually be divine positioning. Let's begin. 1. When people leave, God draws closer. There are seasons where God allows distance between you and everyone else. Not to harm you, but to make space for himself. When calls stop coming, when nights stretch longer than usual, when the people you leaned on are suddenly gone, it feels like abandonment, but it's actually an invitation. There's a sacred shift that happens when human presence fades. Because sometimes, God removes distractions so you can finally notice him. You thought you were losing people, but you were gaining clarity. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. Even in scripture, there were moments when people stood alone, yet God stood closer than ever. And the same is happening with you. When others step back, God steps forward. When people walk away, God steps in closer. He allows disappointment so you can discover true dependence. He allows silence so you can hear what really matters. Even Jesus wasn't prepared in crowds, but in isolation. Not in noise, but in wilderness. And just like that, your isolation is not empty, it's intentional. 2. When the noise fades, his voice becomes clear. A life filled with distractions makes it hard to hear something gentle. So sometimes, everything has to quiet down. Have you ever wondered why everything suddenly became so silent? It's not to break you, it's to focus you. Because God doesn't shout over chaos. He whispers into stillness. And that whisper can only be heard when everything else is gone. In that quiet space, something begins to change. You start praying differently, not out of routine, but out of need. You start seeking truth, not casually, but desperately. And that's where transformation begins. You stop relying on people's voices and start recognizing his. You realize he was never your backup plan. He was always your foundation. 3. What feels like loss is actually training. Many people depend on others for validation, for direction, for comfort. But if that never gets removed, true strength never develops. So God removes what you were leaning on, not to weaken you, but to build you. And yes, it hurts. It feels like everything is falling apart. But in reality, something stronger is being built within you. Because when everything you thought you needed disappears, you finally discover what you truly need. God isn't destroying your life. He's rebuilding your identity. 4. Pain becomes your teacher. Let's be honest. Pain changes you. But what if it's not there to destroy you, but to prepare you? Pain is uncomfortable, but it's also powerful. It pushes you into places you would have never gone willingly. Have you noticed how some of your deepest prayers came from your hardest moments? That's not coincidence. That's purpose. Pain doesn't end you. It shapes you. It forces growth. It creates depth. It builds endurance. Some of the strongest people didn't grow in comfort. They grew through struggle. And what you're feeling right now is not punishment. It's preparation. 5. She begins to rediscover who she really is. When the expectations disappear, when the pressure fades, when no one is watching, that's when the real version of you starts to emerge. Because identity is often hidden beneath noise. But in silence, truth reveals itself. You stop seeing yourself through people's opinions and start seeing yourself through a higher perspective. You realize you were never too much. You were made for more. You were never lost. You were becoming. In that quiet space, you grow, you heal, you understand. 6. Her faith becomes unshakable. There's a kind of faith that only develops when everything else is gone. Not surface level belief, not convenient faith, but deep, rooted, unbreakable trust. A kind of faith that says, even if nothing changes, I still believe. That kind of strength cannot be taught. It has to be lived. Because when you've lost almost everything and still choose to trust, you become unstoppable. Nothing shakes you anymore. Not people leaving, not silence, not uncertainty. Because your faith is no longer based on outcomes. It's built on something deeper. 7. What feels like waiting is actually preparation. This season you're in right now, it might feel slow, it might feel quiet, it might feel like nothing is happening, but something is happening. You're being prepared. Growth doesn't always happen in public. Sometimes it happens in hidden places. Sometimes it happens where no one can see. And just because it's unseen doesn't mean it's unimportant. What feels like delay is actually development. What feels like isolation is actually protection. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not overlooked. You are being prepared for something greater. So if you've been feeling alone, if you've been questioning everything, if you've been wondering if anyone sees you, this is your answer. You are not falling apart. You are coming together. You are not breaking. You are becoming. And when you come out of this season, you will not be the same. You will be stronger, clearer, unshakable. If this message spoke to you, type this in the comments. I'm alone, but I'm being built. And don't forget to like this video and support Mr. Faithful so more people can hear messages like this.